Bonjour tout le monde. Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the Planet Kino interviews. In this series, we are going around the world to meet organizers of Kino cells all around the world. For those who don't know what Kino is, it's a wide network of filmmakers that do self-produced films and that help each other out. And this movement started in Montreal in 1999 and is now spread like a virus all around the world. It's a positive virus. And today we're going to Leipzig, I believe, to meet Judith Meister and Samuli Salonen. So let's meet our organizers of today. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
So you seem very chill. That's good. I'll have a little shot of coffee.
It's our first summer day in Germany. It's been 28 degrees, so we're very relaxed.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And you have sun for once.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. We have sun too. And tonight is the total solar eclipse. I mean, this afternoon here in Montreal. So everybody's really excited about that. But okay, let's start. First thing I'd like to know is, well, what is Kino Datsche? Because it's called Kino Datsche, the group. What does it look like today? What do you guys do nowadays?
Well, we started making Kino Datsche in 2015, and since then we've tried to make a kino cabaret every year. And even during the pandemic, we managed to still organize cabarets, and we only did one break last year.
Oh, really?
But it was mainly because we were tired of organizing, and so we needed a break. But this year we are back, and because there were lots of people who said they were missing it. So, I mean, you probably know, as like a kinoid who's been doing these things for a long time, like sometimes it felt also for us, is it still really interesting? Is it so important still? Maybe it's time to move on. But we feel that somehow there's still so much, always so much good feedback. And there are so many people who are really looking forward to participating at our kino, and also new young folks coming and being really amazed and happy and taking their first footsteps in filmmaking. So it still feels for us like a format we want to continue in. Even now, we're also more like the older generation. We have jobs, we have life with different
kids
priorities than in our, I don't know, like 20s when we were traveling kinos every year.
Yeah, absolutely. I can feel you. We'll talk about that aspect at the end when we talk about what it is to organize a kino cell, because it's really interesting, and we can spin off. We can talk about that for a while. But for the filmmakers that are listening right now, they are probably wondering, okay, so what does your city look like? What does your cabaret look like? When does it happen? What's going on with that?
So now we have actually a regular lab since 3-4 years. We organized the Kino Cabaret in this old train station.
Okay.
In Leipzig. It's a very beautiful big location which can host quite a lot of people, but we usually host like 60 to 80, depends a bit of the year and the capacity of the team.
Okay. So now I'm showing the pictures of the meeting, of the production meetings. Of course, it's not in the train, but the train station, I believe, but it's the previous years.
Yeah.
So you say that you have 60 to 80 participants in your cabaret.
Approximately. Depends a bit of the year.
And how many make films? Do they all make films?
We usually leave it quite open.
Okay.
And I think what Samuli now counted like 60 to 80 people all in all. So we're usually doing 2 sessions, and there's also people who just participate one session. So I would say during the sessions, it's mostly between 40 or 50. So I would say we are rather a smaller cabaret. We're not as big as Hamburg.
I'd say medium.
Or like,
I'd say medium.
Okay, medium.
It's there's much smaller than that.
Okay.
Yeah, okay,
But
that's
it
nice.
feels like it's a familiar atmosphere. Like I always feel like I got to know most of the people, and yeah, and it works for everyone to make a film. Also, that's usually, it's never happened that there was no capacity to make a film or the film to be screened. So yeah.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. And so just remind me, what are the usual dates? Like in the year, when do you do it usually?
In August.
August? Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
And what does it look like? Like if I register to participate, what would be my experience coming in?
So I would say Leipzig is a very it's a very young city, or also the neighborhood we're in. It's a bit what people sometimes say it's the new Berlin, which is of course a bit exaggerated, but it's like
Yeah, but
there's lots of students, lots
it's a
of
nice
artists.
compliment. It's a nice compliment.
Well, and not because we are also like many cities that are hyped. We also face like severe problems due to gentrification, and like there's a lot of like why people come here, and what's also so special about our cabaret is there's a huge like DIY scene, and there's lots of self-organized culture events. So there's lots of house projects, there's lots of trailer parks, there's a lot of like uncommercial culture. Um, and so our cabaret is also like this. So we are
Yeah.
very part of the DIY anarchist scene, I would say, in that sense. Like we try to make it very cheap. We don't have funding. We have great food, though. We have a great location. We kind of use the structures we have here to make something really nice, which is affordable. But of course, it's also sometimes it drops through the ceiling when it rains. You know, that's kind of
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like a squat almost.
a bit.
Yeah.
It's yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not that rundown, but it's an old building, like which
Yeah,
is
yeah,
used
yeah.
also for concerts and workshops, and
Yeah,
there's no heating, so that's also why we do it in the summertime.
we're seeing the pictures of the shooting sessions, and there's a few very old buildings there, and it looks really, really nice. In Hamburg also, they're in a post-industrial area. It's really looks really nice. And so, is that scene, that more underground anarchist scene, alive and well in Leipzig?
Yeah, that's definitely very alive in Leipzig. And I think people are very much trying to save it also in these times when things are getting more expensive and spaces are disappearing. But people feel like that's the heart of Leipzig for a lot of people working in the culture or in different parts of society. And yeah, for us, it also feels very important to like do with our cabaret the same kind of ethos or have it
Yeah,
in our cabaret. This kind of
Yeah, so
absolutely.
kind of to teach things we know and share and invite people to an uncommercial event. So I think when I remember in Vienna, for example, where I was before, Kino was very special because there is not that much of this DIY scene, but somehow in Leipzig it just fits in with so many other things that are happening all the time.
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
yeah.
No, Vienna is very it's very gentrified. Let's say it like that. It's like the model, the gentrification model city. But I've been there and I've loved it, but it's very clean. Of course, there's always an underground scene. You just have to look for it. So, but that's great. I like what you're saying. And do you mix? Are there some maybe some musicians or other art forms that sort of get mixed in the cabaret, or that are curious to maybe bring their craft to the cabaret?
We've had it before that there was musicians showing up and asked for a music video, for example. But actually this year it's something we plan to implement like planned, because there is such a big music scene here and so many small venues that are supporting local bands, and we have some connections also to places like that. So we're planning actually that our second session this year will be a silent session with different musicians from Leipzig.
Okay, yeah,
And
that's
yeah, we're
cool.
still in the middle of organizing, but yeah, we
Yeah,
also
yeah,
thought
yeah.
actually there's so much going on, and it would be so nice to again like bring more people together.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. We did it once. Yeah, once was really a band that did the whole music for all the films of that mini cabaret, and it was really great. It's really fun to have. It was live music played during the screening, so it was really
Yeah.
really awesome. So it was a mix of like it was barely planned out music. It was mostly jamming, but they were really good at it, and they made tons of different ambiances and so yeah, you should definitely do that. And it's fun to
Yeah,
have this energy from other artists because sometimes also dancers or even like parkour kind of people or like athletic street kids and stuff like that, they can bring something to a cabaret for sure.
for sure.
And what about just a very basic thing? If I want to participate, is there a fee? Is there catering? Is there like where do I stay? How does
So
that work?
so basically, yeah, we plan to open our registration in May, June, around that time, and it includes then breakfast, and we are still in the planning of the food. So we have a great cook, but yeah, there's a slight timetable problem now with our cook. So we are trying to figure it out if it works, and if he's there, then there's amazing food every day within the fee of the cabaret
Yeah.
included. And we try to find a couch surfing for all the participants coming out of Leipzig so that they would have a sleeping place.
How
Um,
did you say? I didn't understand. A culture?
Couch surfing, like Samuli,
Oh,
means
couch
that
surfing. Okay, yeah, yeah.
yeah, we
Okay.
always try to host everyone at our place or at participants' places.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes we also have some sleeping places at the lab, but mainly we do it private.
Okay, that's great.
And
Because in some cities, like Paris, for example, or or other big cities, the apartments are so minuscule that it's just physically impossible. Like you'd have to squeeze beside the fridge or something to sleep.
yeah,
So that's
that's
good to
true.
know. That's cool. I've had some. I've had many participants at my flat when I was during the cabarets in Montreal, and it's great. You meet people.
yes.
Yeah, exactly.
We
And
also
what?
lived for some time. Sorry.
Sorry, no, no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to share one anecdote. I think the most people we had at our place was 8. That was
Oh,
quite funny during cabaret.
and everybody
Yeah.
rotates to make the eggs in the morning, or
Kind of.
oh, that's cool. That's really cool. Okay, so I'm just thinking about the Kino Cabaret. So do you think you'll be doing one every year from now on? Like, is it necessarily you two all the time that are the main organizers, or sometimes you can have some other people maybe do a year, like when you're too tired?
That would be lovely. Like to have, like that's our idea that it's not only like on us to organize it. So we would love to have like people to also do it. Um, but now it's been like that we've been the main organizers for
Hmm.
this. Um, but yeah, I think that's in the future. Hopefully, the like
Yeah, it's always it's a job in itself to find those people and to
yeah,
find people that really understand that when you commit, you have to commit. You can't say like, oh no, I can't. Like 2 weeks from the event, oh, I have a job now, I have to leave. But I hope you'll find these people, because it really helps to not be the sole, like the sole people on which everything depends.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we have a very great team. So we usually, during the cabaret, we're usually around 10 people, and even some of our crew, they moved to Berlin and they're still coming every year to help and support and take some shifts. So
okay.
I would say all in all, we have a supportive crew, but it's always the, like from whom the initiative comes, like
Yeah.
who is like calling the screening places, who's like keeping everything together and managing it. And I find that quite difficult, like to find somehow,
Yeah.
although there's so many people who love it, but like to really find this younger generation that takes the responsibility. Maybe also because there's this feeling for the network missing a bit, because I remember when I started Kino like in 2008, which is quite a while ago, it was so fast, like within a year, that I met so many people from abroad, and everyone was doing kinos, everyone was involved in some other cell. And I mean, now I would say also at our kinos, there's oftentimes people from Berlin coming, sometimes from Hamburg, maybe some from Helsinki, some from Vienna, but also lots of those cells are not really active anymore. So it feels also maybe people get invited to one other cabaret, but not to 10 like it used to be. So I think also from that, it's very not so easy to, as you say, like I know this whole saying of the virus and being infected, but sometimes I'm not sure if it's really like that strong anymore.
Well, it's there's a big difference now, because I mean all the young people are on their screens doing stuff, and they I think yeah, I think it's I don't know, committing to something or being part of a group is maybe not in fashion as much as it was before. It's just a feeling that I have, that it's people want to drop in, do it, and leave, but to say that I'm going to participate and to invest time and to give back, it's not. It's different. It's different, and of course, there's another factor that is always there, is that to really want to put time in, you need to have the feeling that you own the thing. So it has to reflect what your goals are and what your yeah what you want to do. And I don't know. I'm just speculating here. I don't know.
Yeah, I
I
think
don't know. Maybe with the social stuff, and I find that I meet a lot of young people that are very into social branding, kind of like the vibe is like I'm taking care of my Instagram and my this and my that, and they're already like managers of their own mini virtual person. And so that takes a lot of time, and it also it's just so individualistic, the outlook. It's very individualistic, and I don't think I think they all love to be together and make films, and they all love cabarets, but it's just that maybe they're not seeking out as much, because they're already, like, their attention is captured, so it's elsewhere, and that is a challenge, and I don't know what the solution to that is, but it's definitely a challenge. But
yeah,
I
I think
would
it.
I would say to people, just like try the a Kino Cabaret experience is just something that you can't really describe, and it changes people's lives literally. So it's much more than just posting your film on some online festival. It's really much different.
Completely. Completely.
So let's keep on. We're a bit in the history of Kino Dash, and I'm just curious to know how you guys got into it. Like when did you're talking about 2008 or something,
Yes,
when you started?
I was studying in Vienna, theater and film, and I got to know the Kino 5 group there. And so I did my first cabaret in 2008, and I became a member of the organization crew in 2010. And Samuli and me, we met the first time in Kino Praha in 2011, right?
Yeah.
So we've also met during a cabaret and then seen each other again in Helsinki. And that's where Samuli has been at that time.
Yeah, I started 2011 in Helsinki with the first international cabaret there.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then I started
Kino Euphoria.
Yeah, I heard
Kino Euphoria.
I heard about that.
And 2013, I started to also help with the organization and was doing that for some years there. And then we moved here, end of 2014, and then the first thing we had kind of the idea that there's no kino here, so we just need to do it, and found some friends, actors, who were interested to help with this. And then 2015, like after 4 months, we made the first international cabaret.
Okay, so you're instrumental for this kino. You literally brought it to town.
Yeah.
And did you move? Was there a reason for the fact that you moved to that city in particular? You were studying or working or something?
No, actually, we were both done with our studies. Like we met during kino, and then way later we fell in love. So we're one of those kino couples, and
yeah, like myself and my girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah,
nice.
there's quite a few in Montreal. There's kino couples and kino babies.
Yes, true. There's some of those also. Yeah, nice. So no, actually, it was more like a coincidence, I would say. We decided we want to move to a European city together, but it wasn't really clear which one. And then it turned out Leipzig, because I have some relatives here, and I knew some of my friends moved to the city, and it was just like a starting point. We thought, okay, we go there and then we see if we want to stay or not. And somehow we liked it so much that we didn't leave again. So
Okay, I see. And what do you do? Are you in like the cinema scene for a living, or what do you do for a living in Leipzig? I don't have the idea. Is it a big enough city to have some production happening locally, or not?
Yeah, it's a mid-sized city, so like approximately 700,000 citizens, and there's a vibrant cinema scene, film scene. There's also like a broadcasting company
Okay.
based in Leipzig, and that's why there's a lot of like TV jobs.
Okay.
Like, there's a lot of production for TV here, and it's not so big as Hamburg or Köln or Berlin from the film scene, but still the Doc Leipzig, which is one of the most important documentary festivals, happens in Leipzig. And there's I would say it's a vibrant city for filmmakers. I mean, it could be always better. The funding system could be definitely much better, as always.
Yep.
But
also because we're in East Germany, I think that's also important to say, that there's there's not this tradition of like private funding as there is on like more the like west of Germany, for example, like Cologne or Munich. So some of the things here are a bit more difficult, and there's less money. But then again, as we said before, there's many places there that are still cheap to rent, and you can have access to lots of places for shooting, which in other cities might cost always a lot. So I think it's somehow balanced also.
Okay, I see. Now we're looking at the screening photos and the groups, everybody being happy. Pögehaus.
Pögehaus. Yeah, that's maybe something we can mention also. Like, because we moved to the city and we moved to Leipzig with the cabaret, it was our plan that we get to know the city, and every year we're going to go to a different area, and we're going to collaborate with different venues and different cinemas and different kino labs, like look for places, different kino labs. And I think we did that until 2018, when we found the perfect kino lab, which we're now still. because it's just been so great, and we like the owner so much, and he likes us so much. So we kind of do it there every
And
year.
that's the place?
Mm-hmm.
Purghaus?
No,
No.
no, it's called Westbahnhof where we're now.
Oh yeah,
Pilgerhaus is
the old train station.
Exactly.
Pilgerhaus was the earlier ones. It's actually a house project, so self-organized house. And they have in the downstairs a space which they use for exhibitions and screenings. And we rented that, and we could have an open air screening in their big backyard, which was really beautiful. And we have been to one squat before. We have been to one small film studio. Where else have we been? Like different places. And we also try to go to different cinemas. Now, because we're in summertime, we always try to do open air screenings. So there's like 2 very nice locations close to the Kino Lab, for like small art house cinemas that organize open air cinema in the summer. So we're usually going there now
Yeah.
for our screenings.
There's some nice pictures of open air screenings. That looks really, really, really fun.
Yeah, it's usually very cozy. That's been usually a thing what we've done, because we are always in the summer and usually in the warm period of the summer, so that we have one inside and one outside. And so far, I think we never needed to cancel it because of rain or something.
And
And
do you
sometimes
have do you have people that come back every year to make a film?
Yeah, some, like I would say 10 people or something at least, who are always coming back. That's really nice. We used to have even more, I would say, like from Vienna and Finland also. But there's always some same faces coming back.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yes. And that was also the feedback last year, that there was lots of messages coming in like, oh, it's so sad that you're not organizing it. Please do it again soon.
That's really nice. Okay, and what about on the organization side? Because we're sort of sliding into that. Are you completely just self-funded by the people paying to participate, or do you have some support from somewhere, like the city or?
We struggle a bit with finding like a constant money from the city, because we are somehow in between. We're not really socioculture, or not enough for them. And
Yeah.
they don't, like, the city itself doesn't have a proper film funding, and we're also not really an art festival, so it's something in between. We got money punctually sometimes, but it's nothing we get for sure. And like our main financing is actually through sponsoring. So we have like good connections to a film rental company. There's like a couple of, don't know, local beverage
Yeah, that's a classic. You need
companies,
that.
like, exactly.
Yeah.
So we have lots of those, like, I don't know, city bikes that people can use the bikes for free, or we get like the transportation card to like do all the logistics, we get funded. So we try to get lots of this done.
But you don't necessarily have enough to pay the core team, like to give
I
salaries
know,
to the
no, in our
people.
team, everyone works voluntarily.
Yeah,
So
okay,
yeah.
okay. So it would be a nice addition to have somebody somewhere give a lump amount every year.
Yeah, that was our kind of goal, to get some sort of institutional, like a tiny bit of institutional money, so that there's some sort of stable income for the project. But yeah, we haven't gotten it. So,
But
and I think it kind of fits for the city as well. I mean, the concept of like, okay, we're just gonna do it anyway. We don't
yeah,
need money to do this, because we can scrape all the resources which are there, and we get very cheap spaces and cinemas, and everything is rather cheap still here,
yeah,
and therefore it's doable.
that's good. In
But
Montreal, it's pretty cheap too. But for it's always a challenge. Like if you do it without money, it's just the plus is that it stays pure in a sense because people that want to volunteer, they really believe in what's going on. If when you start paying people, sometimes they're there just to get the money and they don't necessarily believe that much in the mission, and they just, okay, this is a contract like another one and I'll just go and do the work. But still it does especially for you guys. I mean, you should normally have some money coming out of that, just just to cover the time that you're doing it full time, because when you organize, it starts before the event and it ends after the event, and it's quite a stretch to cover.
Yeah, definitely.
But you said, Judith, you said that it's sort of the position of Kino is not cultural enough, and that's always have been that's the big struggle all the time.
Always, yes. And also with this, I remember like back in Vienna, there was like the possibility with this youth and action fundings, also some of this European money, which was easier to get. This is not really existing anymore. And also like, I mean, most people in our team are too old. They're not under 27 anymore. So like we kind of also like don't fit in this newcomer thing anymore.
Exactly.
And but then again, we are not professional because you cannot make, or like maybe some people can, but it's not the goal of Kino to make like, I don't know, films that win prizes in every festival, right? And we really want to also keep this open for everyone to just also try out and fail. I mean, that's what Kino, what makes Kino so beautiful. But that oftentimes also, I feel already when we invite press sometimes or people from outside, that they're like, I mean, some people say like, oh, this is so cool. It's so grassroots. It's so true. And they understand like that it's so much about networking and the experience, and that oftentimes at Kino people meet and they understand like they have a similar style. And then maybe later that they get together and really write a script with a lot of time or make a film, which is like thoroughly thought through and well made. But that's not really oftentimes what's happening during Kino, and that's fine. So I had the feeling sometimes with outsiders, professional funders, press, they're not so generous in the way they see it. Like once we got this critique also where it says like films that are made on the niveau of like school film project, and it's like, yeah, maybe, because there were lots of people who never done a film, before this year, but so what?
Yeah.
So I sometimes find it very difficult for funders to also justify what we're doing, and maybe it would be also amazing to get feedback, support from other Kino cells, how they're doing it, because I oftentimes don't really know how to write those texts, because I really feel like it's so hard to get it.
That's a really good point. We should do. You need to watch the other interviews and see which ones are really good at writing the spin, and get in touch, because it is hard to do, and we've struggled in Montreal too with that. How to describe Kino, and if I can give just my point of view nowadays. Like as brief as possible, is that the first thing is that we present Kino as it's incubator for talent. So it's a place where you put tons of eggs and you heat them up, and then some little chicks will come out, and you don't know which ones will become like professional filmmakers, but there will be some. And sometimes it's DPs, like directors of photography or whatever, but actors too. And when the years pass, well, we have proof of that, because we can name names. We can say, okay, this person, and we try to follow the careers of the people that went through Kino and that went on to do some professional work. So we can mention them, we can name drop them, like all the time, just to say, hey, don't forget, these people emerged in Kino at first. So that's the first part. So, and one of our allies in Montreal is the film school. So there's like a direct link to you go to school, then you do kinos, then you become a professional. There's like this kind of progression. So that's the, let's say, the more educational angle. The for the, let's say, the more cultural, artistic, the snobbish outlook about culture, where if you don't have if on your roster of participants you have nobody that has a CV, like a professional artistic CV, they're just like, what's this? what's this event? There's no professional filmmaker there. Why should we bother? And so there's a different ways to go around that. One kind of project that we've done is to have mentors. So it's mostly people that work it before, people that did Kino and that loved it, and they become professionals, and we just ask them back and say, okay, do you want to be a mentor for a younger person, and you can do a film together? Or sometimes, because doing a film is a lot of commitment, sometimes the mentor will just read the script, give notes, talk about the filmmaking aspect, the découpage technique in French we say, the shot list, and just have a little just give back to someone younger. And the advantage of that is that in the communication you can that's something that you can spin, that you can say, we have in our cabaret we have 50 participants, and there's these 5 people that are paired with mentors, with professional mentors, blah blah blah. That's the spin part, blah blah blah. But it's just to it's the challenge is to make clear what Kino brings to the film world that nothing else brings. Because people that just, funders, they don't know the details, and they just see, well, anybody can make a film on a phone, and they can put it on YouTube, and they can put it in virtual, in festivals. And what do they, why, like young filmmakers should just do that, and just get over that step as fast as you can and then become professional. And so the networking aspect is a really good one to put forward. What else did we do? But it's always a bit of a challenge to be, in French we say pertinent, means that you show the people that could give you money that there's you're generating something good for the film world. Like you're still you're useful. Let's put it that way. It's not just a party and a community project. It's more than that. And but it really, you need to spin it a bit. That's for sure, because they definitely won't see it. And usually the ones that become good allies, they get it. Like it's the humans. It's not the institution. It's the human that's behind the desk that sometimes will be a snob and will, you'll never convince that person. And other times you find people that they get it, and they help you spin the story. They say, okay, we could help you, but like, for example, there was this organization from the government that said, well, we can't really give you money for production of the films because we don't do that. We only do that with professional filmmakers and producers. But we have this money here that's for formation, for education, for like professional education. And they said, if you do something during your cabaret where you have some master classes and you invite some established professionals to do something with the members, then we can give you this money. And of course, like, for example, it was $10,000, for example. And so we talk to the mentors that we want to hire. And then we tell them, okay, you can come a half a day and we'll give you $200 or something like that. they know that they're being underpaid. They know that because they know they're also ex-Kinoites, and they know that they're doing it in part to help out. So on the 10,000, you know, if you take out administration fees that you can make up, and then you take out a part of the what you're renting, the space, you're using the space for the mentorship, and of course you're also using it for the Kino Lab, but who cares? And so you can put that in the budget, and you can like take care of a lot of expenses of the cabaret using the money for the masterclass. And we're not hiding anything, you know. They're aware, because they're just saying, okay, how can we help you? Well, this is the way we can help you. So you just need to write us a budget and to give us what we need, so it can be so we can check the boxes and give you the money. So I guess that's what I have to say about that. But it's always pretty complicated. So just we're nearing the end of the interview. Maybe just to recap, where can we find you, and the dates that you said for the inscription to participate in the cabaret this August, and the actual dates of the cabaret.
So it's gonna happen in August, and now we have the dates for mid-August. But yeah, we are still figuring out. We have to decide it this week, actually.
Okay,
which
cool.
It's gonna because it's a bit on this cook, like of Victor, the chef master who was making the best food.
Oh yeah.
Because it's really the thing. Like, some people say they come because they love us, but also because Victor is the best cook ever. You know, so like if we say we make a cabaret without the cook that people have been knowing forever, and they don't get their super nutritious, amazing, I don't know, Sichuan Chinese fusion food, then yeah. So it's like something we still have to figure out, you know.
Yeah. No, it's a really good argument, because food is super important.
Yes.
It is.
And so yeah, but we're definitely gonna make it in August, either starting at the beginning of August and we're gonna do it 1 week, 2 sessions, and we always have 1 day in between for workshops and chill out.
Cool.
So it's like 2-3 day sessions, 1 chill out day, and the second session this year is gonna be silent films. So that's what's definitely going to happen. We're going to be in the west of Leipzig again, in this great location called Westbahnhof. We have Instagram, where we're going to post soon our trailer, our poster design for this year. And we have a website, which you find, Kino Datsche. Is it .de? I think it's .de.
Yeah,
but
I'll put it in the description of the video.
Yeah, I think the best way to find information is at the moment from Instagram, where we mainly post, but we repost it usually also in Facebook. So in Facebook and Instagram comes all the updates, and the website is slow.
Yeah.
And then hosting the registration forms as soon as we put it up.
Okay, I see. Excellent. Well, thanks a lot for this nice talk.
Thank you.
And
good luck with all the other interviews.
Yeah, thank you. And long live Kino Datsche.
Are you gonna do a Montreal this year as well?
We don't know yet. Okay. That's I need to, because now I'm sort of out of the organization now. I'm doing this kind of thing, and our directrice générale, the person that's in charge. Now they're preparing a fundraising event, and then they'll see if we have enough funds to make the cabaret. But we will definitely do something. Maybe we can end on that, is the different forms of cabarets that you can make, because some people do just like a whole week of production and 1 screening at the end. Some do just a short weekend, like 1 screening, 4 days or 3 days, because it's the smaller kind. And so we've done some of those up to now, because there was the 25th anniversary during a festival here in Montreal, and we had 5 films that were created for that screening. special anniversary films, and those were made by a mentor, like a pair, like a young one with an older filmmaker as pairs. So that was done. There was one mini cabaret during, like, it's horror themed, during another festival called Spasm. So it's a Kino cabaret inside a festival. So we do some shorter cabarets with themes like that, and or associations. We did one with silent films at the symphonic orchestra. That was before the pandemic. It was some years ago. But that was another collaboration with an existing artistic event that we sort of found a way to collaborate. So those are quite interesting spin-offs, I'd say. But the main cabaret needs to still exist, for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you already talked to the Vienna group?
No, not yet. That's upcoming. Yeah,
Because they were also very good at organizing small spin-offs. I think the craziest thing we did was a bicycle tour, like a Kino cabaret on bikes. So visiting new Kino cells, because for a long time it was only Vienna, and then it popped up also in Linz and Graz, and we went there by bike.
By bike. Wow. Okay. And you did road trip movies.
Yes, kind of.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks a lot. Nice. Thanks again. And
thank you.
Merci à tous. Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.